Etsy is the worst. We hate Etsy. We will never list anything on Etsy. So learn sales and cancel all your Etsy listings.
So in this video, we're going to be checking out some Etsy seller advice on TikTok, and it's a platform that I'm personally on as well, but sometimes it's always good to learn from other Etsy sellers and see what kind of tips they like to share. I haven't seen these videos yet, so we'll be experiencing them together and you get to hear my thoughts on these topics. So let's get into it.
I have now got 10 orders in total, and this is how much I've made in 4 days on Etsy. This is day 4.
Okay, so right off the bat, it's amazing that she was able to get that amount of revenue in just 4 days.
Of officially opening a brand new Etsy store. It's Friday, the 9th of December. It's 10:15. I just got another sale at 10:11. I just put up a new listing. I'm doing no marketing whatsoever. I have got...
Okay, so right here, only got 3 listings. Maybe she has 4 now, but that's crazy, right? I talk a lot about not having a lot of listings to begin with, so it's crazy the amount of results she was able to get. If you're doing print on demand in other places, you might need a little bit more. So if you're in a low saturated category, it's definitely possible to have less than 6 listings. It's kind of crazy.
I have got 3 listings only. Today I have 4 orders. I have completed 6. I'm just focusing on optimized listings, optimizing the first picture, adding a juicy video, and making sure that my title is loaded with keywords. So this is what I mean by adding video. When you hover over the image, the video shows up. You need to be adding video. Here's another one, and let's click into their listing and have a look at their titles. This is loaded with keywords.
So something else I want to add when she talked about having a video in your listing, and I agree that it's super important to do so, but something I see a lot of new Etsy sellers make when they're trying to force to have a video in their listings is that they will just put a bunch of images, create slides, and say, hey, there's my video. Etsy's gonna see that, boost my listings because the algorithm says I need to have a video. But in most cases, it actually does the opposite, right? If you don't have an effective video, it's gonna be bad for you actually. I've had shops where I would put a video hoping that it'll boost the algorithm, boost the ranking on it, but it actually made it worse. The conversion actually lowered just because the video wasn't effective. So something to be aware of when you are adding a video, is it actually contributing? Is it solving a certain problem? Is it answering something that the customer is looking for? If it doesn't, you're better off not having it on there.
One of the biggest mistakes I see Etsy shops making all the time, not hiding your sold listings. Let me show you why this is so bad. You can see here we're in a random shop. This seller has over 7,000 sales and this number is clickable. When you click on the sales, it brings up all 7,000 items that they've sold and all the details. Another shop here has over 31,000 sales, but you see this number is not clickable. Why is this so bad? This makes it super easy for your competitors to see what is working for your shop, and you don't want that. Let's fix it. Go to Shop Manager, Settings, click on Settings, go to Options, and then scroll down all the way close to the bottom where it says Sold Listings. Now it defaults to this, sure, show them, but you don't want that. Click No, hide them, and click Save. Follow for more Etsy tips.
Also, this is a great channel if you're not following etsycoach on TikTok. Definitely want to. She has a lot of good content on there. But yeah, this is something that I actually haven't talked too much about in my videos on YouTube, but it is super important to do so. When I do my coach calls, I always like to click on that button to show the sellers like, hey, I want to know what kind of listings you've been selling. And they're like, whoa, I didn't know this even existed. So I've been meaning to talk about this one. It's kind of cool that she talked about it. Yeah, definitely check her out if you have not already on TikTok, but definitely do that for your shop.
I took a look at your shop and I have some brutally honest advice for you. I have lots of people flooding to me saying, I can't make sales, it's too saturated. This is not true, and this is a key example of what people are doing wrong, and I hope you don't take offense to it. But you can't put minimal effort into your listings and expect people to just be able to find them. Etsy is a search engine, which means your listings are ranked based on how well your keywords get the message across. Take your mushroom notebook, for example. It's
Okay, so something I just want to take a note is, yeah, when you're creating a shop in general, you definitely need to do a lot of prep work, a lot of planning, and you can't just think about, in this video she talks about the mushroom notebook, I can't just think about that, and you know what, I'm just gonna post it, not gonna do my research, you're not gonna see what's out there, right? I'm just gonna think what I think people are searching for and just use that as a listing. Done, right? Even in your descriptions, you want to make sure everything's optimized and you want to plan everything beforehand so that when you're coming down to creating how to display it in your mockups, you already know what you're going to say. You already know what the message is going to be around the shop, around the listings. The effort part of things, there's a lot that goes into before you even start creating the products, okay?
beautiful. Nothing wrong with your designs at all. But mushroom notebook, that is not an optimized title. Etsy lets you put like 80 different characters in the title. You use every single one of those characters to put in keywords. You should be putting mushroom notebook, mushroom notepad, gifts for mushroom lovers, mushroom gifts. You want to be filling that title with words that people are going to be typing in that search bar to find your product. Same goes for description. You have the generic description from the print-on-demand site. That is a no-go. You need to fill it with keywords, you need to fill it with information, you need to make it detailed and wonderful. You have no announcement section, you have no banner. Also, those should be filled with keywords too. You want to just plaster your page with keywords. Here's a competitor and why it's doing so well. First things first, they have a full title. Your description is full with keywords, a little blurb, dimensions, colors, and all kinds of other wonderfully written stuff. It seems like a lot of work, but you do the work once and then it's optimized and it's good to go. Put in the effort and you will make the sales.
Okay, so that was a jam-packed video. Everything that she says, I totally agree with, right? Optimizing your shop is a huge part of having success in your shop and loading them up with keywords. There's a lot to it, right? The banners, the announcement page, the sections, the about page, the descriptions, the titles, the tags, right? There's a lot that goes into it. If you want more in-depth details on step-by-step, like a checklist on everything that you want to do for your shop, I have an ultimate Etsy SEO playbook in the description that you can check out so you can really understand what each of these sections mean and how you can utilize it for your shop. So if you're interested, you can check it out in the links. But let's get into the next one.
If you are making digital art for Etsy, offer recolored versions of your artwork. The amount of times I've had people be like, Kat, I love this or that or whatever. You have it in this color. And I'm like, I drew it in a way where I can't recolor it. Don't drive away sales because you don't offer it in a color somebody else would want. I just pick the standard colors, typically blue, purple, pink, yellow, and green.
Okay, so I talk a lot about this actually, color variations, right? So I totally agree. It's something that customers might want that you might not even think of, right? But you definitely want to offer them for that reason, but also just to build up more listings when you're first starting out. So something I learned at the very beginning of my Etsy selling journey was I was selling these type of wall arts and I was only doing them in blue and in black, right? The ones that I liked. But then there was a customer that messaged me that, hey, do you have this in sage green, right? I really wanted sage green. At that time, I wasn't a fan of that kind of vibe, that kind of style. But I was like, I don't know, I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't have that available. Sorry, I don't have that listing. But you know, something about me, I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I would just do this custom work for them and post it on Etsy. And then I did that just thinking it was a one-time listing, one-time sale for that customer. But that turned out to be a bestseller, right? Even till this day.
Etsy is the worst. We hate Etsy. We will never list anything on Etsy. Etsy cares more about making a sale than your customers checking out with you. On the checkout page, Etsy will show the customer other sellers' stuff instead of taking them through the checkout process. And if you got a customer that's a little bit distracted when shopping online, which we all are, then they might end up buying from somebody else instead of you. Plus, they take an enormous amount of fees, and your time is better spent finding and developing your own customer base instead of trying to sell to Etsy's. So learn sales and cancel all your Etsy listings. Etsy.
Okay, so this is a very interesting video. I definitely have my thoughts just watching it. And the first thing you talk about the cons, right, on selling on Etsy is that buyers can find other listings. In that case, it is true, but the upside of having a marketplace like Etsy, being able to get organic reach is something that is worth so much more than the potential of losing a sale from customers. If you're going to be losing a customer near the end of the purchasing journey, that just means that your product is not as good than the competitors to begin with. So for me, I take it as a learning opportunity to improve my product, improve on the messaging, improve on the product description, improving on the images, and see how I can get better. So one of the brands I sell home decor accessories and planter pots, as you can see from all the different decor I have here. The brand is called Console Designs if you want to check it out, but we're on Etsy and on Shopify. So Shopify is a platform that you have to market yourself, and I'm sure that's what this video was implying. That is better than the Etsy platform. But in general, we get a lot more traffic, organic traffic from the Etsy side of things, and throughout that journey, the buyer's journey, we can funnel them through into our Shopify and then bring them into our ecosystem through email campaigns, social media, and things like that. But a lot of the leads come from Etsy. It's a free traffic source once it's organic, or you can do paid, but the potential of it, it's just so much higher than the risk of losing the sales through the related searches on the Etsy platform. So something to think about. And yeah, I agree, like Long term, is it better to have your own branding, have them in that ecosystem? For sure, but to begin with, for anyone starting out who may not be fully experienced with selling on e-commerce, any kind of online business, I think selling on Etsy using SEO and organic search is the best way to gain traffic. And if you're only using Etsy titles and tags, you can do a lot with it. And I've been selling on Etsy for almost 10 years now, and I still do these basic strategies and still get better results than starting an own store, starting my own branding, spending hours and hours and hours having a whole team doing marketing, right, trying to bring them into my Shopify store, compared to just doing SEO titles and tags on Etsy. I get better results that way. It's better on my return on investment, and for most beginners, sellers, or even experienced sellers, I think it's a lot better worth your time to do so. Creating good products, having the right SEO titles and tags, having a good optimized shop, having good images, videos too if you can. Just that alone, you can do so much better than trying to build your own brand. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. Yeah, that's just what I think. That's it. I think that's the last video I have for this reaction video. Let me know what your thoughts are, if I should do more of these kind of videos. Yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.